Alright, so now we're back and we got our lovely handy dandy gloves. Bam, because we got to have the gloves. That way we can do this the right way and we don't get poked. And like I said, I got my scissors. Done sanitized them. You want to make sure you sanitize them. And make sure it's this kind here, not no house scissors, because house scissors will damage it because they're not the right type blade and it will damage your roses, and that is not what you want. So make sure you're using the right tools or you will not get the right results. So this is what you're looking for, and what we're going to do is we're simply going to take off the spot where he damaged it, because where he cut it at, what that did was open a area with the wrong type cutting tool, so therefore it will open up a spot for disease and other issues. So we're going to cut that dead, we're going to cut that bad cut off of the whole thing down here. He damaged quite a few of the bottom branches, but it ain't nothing we can't fix. So, that's the reason we got these lovely tools. And these roses, they love it when you're aggressive with them because they do grow better. And just as long as you don't cut it all the way down, it will do all right. So just make sure you shake all that excess off of it. And that way you got it exactly what we're looking for. And I'm going to go around and simply pick all this excess grass off that he blasted on here, because we want to make sure this thing looks right. We don't want no malfunction on these lovely branches. So we want to get the right results. So we're just simply going to cut it back to where I can tell where he's cut it with the weed eater. So simply cut back. There's actually some dead cane here, so it really wouldn't hurt to cut back even farther, actually. There we go. Let me get that thing. It's thick. There we go. Now we got it cut loose. We'll cut that piece off of there. Bam, just like that. See how he damaged the ends of it? And that was from a weed eater blunt cut. So yeah, we don't want that. So this is quite what it looks like. But we just simply cut that off of there. Bam, we just snip it off, get rid of it. And then here's another little piece here. We'll cut it off as well, because we don't want it to have any issues. We want it to be a nice clean cut on this thing. That way that it don't be susceptible to anything. We'll cut a little bit of this off too. Believe me, maybe it done that spot a little bit too with a weed whacker. And we'll simply cut that off and we'll defoliate any bad leaves or anything else he may have damaged. So this is how you correct your mistakes. If you accidentally mess up and hit your plants with the weed eater, don't freak out, because you can fix it. But you want to do something immediately, because you don't want to leave that open to where it could get prone to disease and fungal infections and all that stuff that could go into where it's been an improper cut. Now here's a couple of dead leaves. So I'm just going to simply snip these away. As you can see, got some issues with these leaves here. We're going to cut them beautiful things off too, because tomorrow we're going to do the Bio Advanced 3-in-1. So you guys can tune in with me and I'll teach you how to do that as well. And we're just trying to get all this grass and this dead stuff away from the bottom, because it does add the root rot and prone to bug infestation. So we're going to simply go around that and try to make sure we got everything that's damaged or got any issues. So I'm just simply going to overlook everything thoroughly. Just get a nice exam of this. There we go. Just one little dead leaf there. Cut that leaf off there. Bam, there we go. Cut that one off too. And we just simply look through here and make sure there ain't no canes touching, because if the canes are rubbing together, it will be prone to root rot, and that's something that we do not want on these flowers. We do want to make sure we're getting plenty of air in between too, and the only way to do that is make sure it's not too thick at the base. So you have to aerate it by simply cutting back some of the dead. That way it can live. Bam. As simple as that. And all this lovely new growth going everywhere on this thing. It's looking quite fantastic. There we go. Snip that old dead off there. Looking good. It's looking good, but this is simply all you do. Just go around, look for anything. If you hit it with the weed eater, this is how you correct it, okay? And you want to make sure you get all this excess grass that's laying around it, that it come from the weed eater as well. So that way that we don't attract no more bugs than what's already here. Because we're going to try to get rid of all these bugs because they are going to try to eat your flowers. So that's the only way you have to do it. Unfortunately, you have to get rid of all the insects or they will eat your plants. So you do want to just make sure you're keeping the insects under control, because I had a major infestation at first, and it was all due to the simple fact that I was taking and not taking care of them like I was supposed to. You really got to stay on top of these things. You really got to trim them and just tame them and teach them exactly how you want them to grow, and how you cut them is how you make them grow, and the angle you cut them at. Cut right above a node, and whichever way that it's going out is the opposite way as the way that it'll grow out. The shoot. Once you cut it, it'll grow out on the opposite side that you cut it on. So, and then this is simply here what we're doing. We're just getting a collection of all the foliage in the bottom. And make sure you got your bucket. You got to have your bucket too to put it all in. But that's how you simply correct the mistakes of the weed whacker or whatever. Is you take and you make sure you just trim that off. Because you do not want to leave it on there, because that is definitely sets it up for issues, and we don't want no issues with our plants, because we want to continue to have these things growing so that you can tune in and watch the show and enjoy watching things grow. Yep, and we'll just simply throw away all that excess, just like it right there. And then we'll give it a good look around, make sure nothing's double crossing each other. It's close to it though. I got new growth going every way. New growth going wild on this thing. Yep. Definitely starting to get thick in the middle there. Oh, yep. So this is something you gotta look for. I'll probably end up cutting this one off. It's got a bloom on it, but the thing is they're overlapping. And we don't want them to overlap. We could probably tie that back. But yeah, we don't want them overlapping, because that will cause them, when they rub together, it causes friction and it causes an open spot. So it's something you don't want to do. But we can wait till it gets a little bit bigger and we can make it into a propagate, and we can go with that method with it. So that may be another way we can go about it. But that's simply how you fix your issues. If you hit it with the weed whacker and you're wondering how to fix your problem, that's simply how you fix it. I appreciate you tuning in. Don't forget to hit subscribe and like so you don't miss another garden adventure. And I'll give you a nice close-up and show you what it looks like after I trimmed on it. Bam. As you can see, down there is where I cut on it. And it's looking good. Everything blooming out like we said. All kinds of new growth and new roses coming out. Here's a rose, there's 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 a rose. So we're getting all kinds of effects. So that's what we want to do. Just keep tuning in and don't forget to hit subscribe and like so you don't miss a garden adventure. Until next time.